but make a laugh, I beg. In fact, it's like we are beginning to have our peace. We, the abroad-based men and the women, we are beginning to have our peace. Because before now, what we usually get from our people is this. Oh boy, if you don't know what thing they do for that place, no, but don't worry him in them about. Just get back home. Come back home and stay with us here because people here are making it. They are comparing you with people who they don't know the business they are into, how they make their money. They are just telling you, come back home, come back home. There is business in Nigeria. No doubt about that, boy. We know that there is business in Nigeria because we have the population. Yes, we know that we have that capacity to build in Nigeria. But the fact remains that you don't know actually what those guys are into. And you are telling your people outside of the country that they should come back home because you see others making it. What you hear from them is this, especially when they ask you for money and you don't give them. The next day will tell you is this. No, but no one even worrying about. But I know, come back home. People are making it. The other guy just built 4 decks the other day. The other one built duplex. The other one bought Lexus. This is what you hear from them. Oh boy, you pressure so many of our people who we are living in Europe before, and they travel back home with the little they save, thinking that they have money. They want to come back home and join you there to make it. But in the end, you brought lots of frustration in their lives. And I will tell you that kind of frustration you brought in their life in the end of this video. So guys, as we kept pressuring our people, telling us that we don't know what we are doing, so many of them left. Not until recently, we are beginning to find out that most of these guys that you are comparing us with, they are not into legit business. Take note of Southeast, where of recent governments of that area have been chasing all these guys. And then Mabu, that is to tell you that most of these guys are into Mabu. Oh boy, you hear of say person come again, buy 10 plots of land. Person go there again, build 2 decking under 6 months. Now you go before an impression the mother. Now on every year don't count. All those guys then they buy that kind of land again. No. Then they build like that again. No. Then they come for market again where you the price on maybe the price on for 20,000, they paid 50,000 and get that thing out of that place. No, you know they exist again because money no they their hand again. That is to say most of these guys where you they compare us with, no they're into legit business. Alright guys, you pressure so many of our people. As they saved up to 5,000 or 10,000 into their pocket, they think that that is money that they are going to invest it in Nigeria because she kept telling us also that now even if like 10,000 now about China, they make it go. Now, guys, because some of these guys, when they make this their illicit money, they invest it, then actually do some kind of gara, do some kind of things where we say good things and that thing they give them that money. No, be so. In one of my videos, I told you guys that some of these guys, when they do some evil things, they travel out of the nation. The next thing you hear is that they are doing this abroad, that they are selling the other one there, that they have shop there. No, that kind of business they demonstrate to you that they do abroad cannot yield them that kind of money they spend in Africa. So guys, you're beginning to have your sense now that so many of these guys that you are comparing your people here with are not into legit business. And I don't believe every one of us here go like enjoy and do that kind of thing. So if you see somebody who is working legally, somebody who is doing everything possible to survive in life, please, instead of you comparing that person with somebody whom you don't know the source of that person's income, you better stop. Better don't talk. Needless of you telling our people, nah, I won't know what if you in a messy bang, nah, tabano no mas in a make here. Go sikwazie mfaketa umazi unje yia yegu. No yenkalo leba. It's no longer so. Now, the frustration you brought in the life of most of our people who listened to you and came back home, as you said, with $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, they thought that that is money. In China, before I call a buy a man, who expenses in Canoa, Ege Tipia, in a Kunya, can I make Quenagao, each and business again, or Boriana. He had one embrassed another parts of Southeast, Nana, Chunde Mabuanua, a Mepego in Yobanaya, man, no for the Nimanua, I neche. So, a word is enough for the wise. Needless of you pressuring your guys, telling them to come back home because others are making it, telling us to come back home if we don't know what we are doing. Boy, we know what we are doing. It's just that the system does not allow us to pack that money that way you are thinking. Okay? The system allows us to work and they save little by little because they said that little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. That is what I want you to understand. So don't blame anybody who is in Europe or in another part of the world that you feel that person is not bringing money, pumping money home the way you think he should be pumping. So somebody that left the country and they traveled back home to make it in Nigeria and couldn't make it, then the person came back to secure the place where the person going to live. go there very, very hard. And sometimes most of these guys, they don't come back home, build family, they're born children. Their children, they were unable to bring them to Europe. And these children are fast growing. They are fast getting into adults. The next thing, they become 18. Their father can no longer bring them into this place with his documents. So these guys, when their money don't they finish, the next thing, they will just rush back, thinking that if they just come back and I said they go carry their wife and children, join themselves. No, not be so. As they come, they go begin to walk. And it will take them minimum of another 3 years for them to get what is called cool, especially in Italy here, for them to bring their wife and their children. Before you know, some of the children, they'll go over, pass them. Then go just reach 18 years, pass. You know, go bring them again as children. Even if you want to bring them in, go bring them as family members, so we say they don't become adults. Then the condition go there very different. And some of them now, as they come back, most of us will be say, they here, don't get citizenship. And as they come back, then go start from scratch again to be, because for you to get that citizenship, you need to work for some years again to get, especially in Italy here, what is called CUD. You need 3 years CUD. And that 3 years CUD is going to take you 4 years of work before you can get that CUD. Sometimes if you're not lucky to get a very good job that will give you that CUD in 4 years, you might end up getting that CUD within 6 years or above, for you to be able to get the same passport where we say your mates, where we say and they here don't get. That is kind of frustration you brought in the life of these guys who listened to you and came back home. Sometimes, good, make it a pressure our people, because you really do not know what that people where we say you use compare your person waiting in they do. That is the message I'm trying to bring here for you guys, because of waiting they happen today for Southeast. Most of these guys where we say then they use them put fear for our body. Most of them don't silent to tell you say their businesses no be legit business. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you share this video, guys. Bye.